I recognize the member from Fredericton, York.
Thank you very much, Madam Speaker, and I want to take this opportunity to welcome the delegation from Estey's Bridge here today. In particular, if I may, I know it's caused a lot of sleepless nights for many residents in the Estey's Bridge Local Service District, but in particular, I want to take this opportunity to thank the members of the Local Service District, because they've put a tremendous amount of volunteer time into researching this issue, into trying to bring the issues that have been identified by the affected residents forward. And I just want to thank them for all that they've done to deal with the various enforcement issues, site distance issues, format for community consultation issues, location for community consultation issues, lack of regulation differentiation between gravel pits and rock quarry issues that have been brought to their attention and that they've tried to move forward in a positive way. And I want to thank the various members that spoke on this, including the leader of the Green Party, for taking the time to research the facts and speak to the facts of the issue. And I do find it unfortunate that the member for Grand Falls did not choose to research it in the same way. But I'm not going to get into that now. He had us believe that the two issues identified in the motion are not related. But I respectfully disagree. I think they are related because they deal with community empowerment and allowing for decision-making authority at the local level. And the member for Moncton who spoke, she spoke of a public meeting where, in her riding, where everyone in the room except the proponent spoke against the project, and yet the government chose to favour the minority over the majority and move forward with the project despite opposition, and now it's not safe to walk on the roads in that community. And it sounds very similar to the issue that we have in Estey's Bridge. Now, the way this all works is that Thursday is opposition day, and we have 2 hours to debate a motion. I have, as the mover, 20 minutes to speak in the beginning. Each other member has a maximum of 15 minutes, and then I'm allowed the last 10 minutes to close the debate. So there's much ground to cover and a short time to do it. But the crux of the debatable motion, and there are 9 whereas clauses, so that's a rather lengthy motion, but there's a lot of aspects of this question that have to be identified and talked about. But the final paragraph, be it therefore resolved that the Legislative Assembly urge the government to refrain from approving any gravel pits or rock quarries in the area bordered by the Claudy Road, Route 620, Route 105 and Kingsley Road until the Nashwauk rural community is established and area residents have had an opportunity to voice their concerns to the representatives of the new municipal structure currently known as the Nashwauk rural community. When you boil all of the whereas clauses down into one, that is what we are trying to achieve. That is what we are asking or urging the government to do today. And I just wanted to also mention the member for Dieppe. When he spoke, he would have this House believe that the decision-making process in terms of whether or not we are going to form a rural community is some distant process off in the future, and that is not the case. A plebiscite on whether or not to form a rural community could happen as early as this November, and the election of the new council would take place in the spring of 2018. So we're not talking about having
Speaker. The member opposite said I had spoken on this subject. I have not spoken on this subject, or maybe he misspoke and spoke about a different writing, but maybe it's important to bring the facts right and refer to the right writing and the right member who spoke on this subject. Thank you.
Question is the member for Dieppe, member of Cook. Dieppe, member of Cook, Madam Speaker.
If you can let me respond to the point of order. Alors, il semble ne pas s'agir d'un point d'ordre dans le cas actuel. Alors, nous allons retourner à la discussion.
Thank you very much. And it's important to note what just happened once again. They're playing petty politics so that they don't have to discuss the issues at hand. Now, the crux of this matter, and I've talked about the be it resolved clause that we're going to hold back a decision around rezoning until the new municipal structure gets in place. That's what we want. When the minister responsible spoke, he identified that there had been a significant amount of wood turtle habitat identified in the area, and that would trigger an EIA evaluation, and that's true. But we've since learned that the proponent for the project is continuing to advance with the rezoning. And so, again, it becomes even more important. The minister, more or less, in his comments, said that we didn't need to worry because it would now go through an EIA process and there would be a formalized process for consultation. Why, then, is the proponent still moving forward with the rezoning? And therefore, it becomes all the more important that we go back to that whereas clause, that we not move forward on rezoning until such time as the new municipal structure is in place and the newly elected council will have an opportunity to provide meaningful input into the decision at hand. So again, that decision, that new council structure is not some far off, distant thing, as had been suggested by the members opposite. It is something that has been moving forward with great vigor throughout the winter. And there is a significant amount of interest on the part of the Estey's Bridge Local Service District, the St. Mary's Local Service District, portions of the Stanley Local Service District, and the Village of Stanley to move forward. Now, the Finn report said that we needed to have a population greater than 4,000, which we have. We needed to have a tax base greater than 200 million, which we have. We need to include in our proposal a municipality, which we have in the form of the Village of Stanley. So we meet all the criteria. We've undertaken a series of public meetings. We have the funding approved to move forward with the feasibility study. In fact, meetings have even been held in the last month, 2 meetings, one in Douglas, one in North Cardigan, to gauge the appetite to even expand the boundaries of the proposed new rural community further. So we meet the criteria, we have the funding, there seems to be a strong support for the project coming from the various LSDs affected. We have gathered all the necessary signatures that are required in order to move forward with this project, so we're well on our way. And I would ask this House to consider urging the government not to move forward on any further rezoning in that area bounded by the Claudy Road, Kingsley Road, Route 620 and Route 105 until such time as the new municipal structure is in place. And with that, Madam Speaker, I thank you for your time and I thank the members for their consideration here today.